Is this a kissing book?
Welcome to the Really Big Shoe! That's Sullivan, right? Hi everyone, welcome to episode 5 of the Pop Culture Cult, otherwise known as the PCC, because Pop Culture Cult is too hard to say most of the time for me. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a good holiday. We had 2 dinners. We had a Friendsgiving. That's Friendsgiving, and then we had one with the family over the weekend. There's no leftovers in our house.
Yay.
So there's no turkey pie, no turkey hash, no turkey a la mode.
Ew.
No turkey lasagna. None of that stuff. And if you get that reference, then you're watching the right show. So we want to go over some stuff, and then because it was kind of a slower, because of the holiday and stuff, it was kind of been slow the last couple of weeks. We decided to do something a little different at the end tonight, so you'll see what happens as we go along. First off, we want to talk about we lost 2 TV greats over the weekend. We consider them greats. Florence Henderson died over the weekend. Mom from Brady Bunch. I mean, that's probably one of the best TV moms probably ever. June Cleaver, Marge Simpson.
Marge isn't real.
She's still a TV mom.
Okay.
And Mrs. Huxtable, whose first name I can't remember from Cosby Show. Cannot remember. Best TV moms. But she died over the weekend, and then Ron Glass also passed away this weekend. Barney Miller is kind of what he was known for being the black guy, the black cop in the show. But more importantly for us, he was part of this show, and with that hat over there, with Firefly, and then Serenity. He was Booker, Shepherd Book. Apparently needed to have a coffee or a beer or something before he started. He passed away. No news on why he passed away. My personal Facebook page is a picture of Book with his hair down, because mine looks very similar to that on a regular basis, and so sad to see them go. Definitely be missed, and thoughts go out to their family and their friends and stuff, and so we want to at least share those from over the weekend. Now to the more fun stuff, because
Right.
Death is stupid and sucks. Today, Star Trek Discovery Cast's news came out. Star Trek Discovery is going to be a new TV show that's going to be on CBS. We're assuming it's coming out, and they're working on it. They announced it right around the 50th anniversary this year. They came out today that Michelle Yeoh, you know her from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She was in Marco Polo. It came out a couple days ago that she's going to be on the show, and they never really said what her job was going to be on the show. Well, it came out today. She's going to be the captain.
Yay.
And so a female minority captain, welcome to Star Trek. They've always been very progressive about doing that. And it's really interesting because she can kick ass, too. So I'm wondering if she's going to be like the Shatner version of the captain. Like going off on away missions and getting in fights with whatever the green thing. Don't lose your shirt.
I was going to say.
Don't lose the shirt. That's bad. So I'm wondering if that's what she's going to be. And then Doug Jones. Everybody goes, who's Doug Jones? Doug Jones is a guy who could walk down the street and you never know it's him, because he's a makeup character in everything he's ever been in. He was Abe Sapien in Hellboy. He was Cochise in Falling Skies. He was the eye thing in Pan's Labyrinth. So he's always in some kind of makeup costume. You never know what he really looks like. And so he's going to be on it, and he's going to be Lieutenant Suru. And he's going to be an alien on the ship that's never been introduced in the Star Trek universe ever before. And then Anthony Rapp, or Rapp? Sure, Rapp. From Rent and a bunch of other like one-off character stuff, but he mostly known for Rent, is going to play an openly gay character on the ship too, which was promised by the creators when they started to do that. So at least they're starting to put a cast together. I have no idea where they're going, what they're going to be doing, what is it like Discover, or is it like Voyager where they get lost? Is it a 5-year mission? Is it a space station like Deep Space Nine? So what are your thoughts about a new Star Trek show?
Well, it's about time. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
You know, it's time. Hopefully, some of the others kind of trailed off. You know,
what was that one with was it Enterprise with Ted Danson? Yeah, Ted Danson. No.
Oh no.
Oh, this is bad. We're terrible pop culture hosts, and we got freaking Enterprise over my head, and I don't even remember what the guy's name is.
Wait.
He was in Quantum Leap. Why can I not think of him? There was that one. That was only on for 3 or 4 seasons, and we never watched it. I got sucked into sci-fi stuff with Next Generation, and I've gone back. Actually, we own all of the first generation ones on. It's called Enterprise. Right there. See? 2001. Scott Bakula. God, we're terrible. Scott Bakula and the short run Enterprise. I think it 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
This is why you have 2 computers, so you can have IMDb on one and record on this one. So yeah, are you looking forward to it if it gets time?
Yeah, I do. Hopefully it's not the Scott Bakula one.
Yeah, actually that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
In other TV news, we were flipping through Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and this trailer came on, and it said Emerald City. And I'm like, what's this? You know, it's a trailer. I run a pop culture video blog thing, whatever the hell this thing is. And so we were like, okay, let's see what this is. So I watched it, and about halfway through it, we both realized it's Wizard of Oz.
But it's dark.
It's super dark, super sci-fi, fantasy, set in modern era. I posted it to the Facebook and Twitter pages. I'm not really. I don't know how I feel about it. It looks interesting.
Yeah. It looks cool, but they could also go very, very badly.
It's supposed to be 10 episode like miniseries. So instead of a 2-hour or 3-hour made for TV movie, it's actually going to be a series, which makes it very interesting because I thought that would be kind of cool to see, like maybe go into the character development stuff. But like there's no Tin Man and.
Well, I think there wasn't he the big robot?
Oh, there was a
big robot, but the Scarecrow is like a guy hung on a cross.
On a cross, like tar and feathered.
Yeah,
tar and hayed or whatever.
And then suddenly you realize that he's supposed to be the Scarecrow.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, it's super dark. I appreciate when they take chances like that. So we'll see. It's supposed to come out in January. I want to say like the 8th or something, like right around in there, but early January. So that looks like it should be interesting. On to we'll do that one. We'll do that one next. We'll do the Mars review. Since we're on TV stuff, we'll do Mars.
All right.
We should have probably actually talked about what we're gonna actually do instead of just
why start now?
Fucking winging it. So we just watched episode 3 of Mars on Nat Geo. This one was. I didn't like it as much as I liked the other two. Um, Very interesting. This one was about um, building a colony, building shelter. How do you build shelter? How do you get away from the radiation on the planet's surface? Going down into the ground, into the lava tubes, and trying to find a suitable location to build there, and the issues of staying on the surface, and air reclaimers and water reclaimers and all that stuff. I just felt it was very the issues that they had in the episode to make tension were it's always the same, and they were very predictable. The other stuff, the documentary stuff, was like really cool. Like, it has been really cool. But what did you think of the episode this week?
Well, I liked it because they talked about a lot of stuff that I never have heard of before. I've never heard of them talking about, going into the lava tubes. I didn't even really know. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I didn't know there was lava tubes on Mars, and I didn't know that was what what scientists have been thinking. That's what we're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Is you're not going to build habitats on above ground like in The Martian. They're actually going to have to be in these lava tubes in order to avoid the radiation.
The radiation, because I think they say the atmosphere is like 1/8 of Earth's atmosphere, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's something like that. Yeah. So
and they're going to have to find ice.
They're going to have to find ice to sustain any kind of time there, and at least the series is kind of going in a forward momentum of building a colony on Mars, not just necessarily just getting there, doing scientific stuff, and then coming home. So I'm not saying don't watch the episode. Watch the episode; it was really good. Of the three, this is the one I haven't liked this is the one I've liked the least.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it was kind of drama-y,
but still watch it. It's still on. It's on Mondays on Nat Geo. Definitely worth the watch. Okay, so for those of us that live in the Phoenix area, today, they opened up the passes for Phoenix Comic-Con.
Woohoo!
And the hotels. The hotels are open. The Hyatt, the last time I checked, the Hyatt was... there was a run on the Hyatt. The Hyatt's the one right across from the convention center. It's pretty much where everybody stays. It's also kind of the party central. We end up staying at the Sheraton, which is like a block down. It's about the same price as the Hyatt, or the Renaissance is around the corner. Definitely worth it. The Sheraton is definitely worth it. You're in the scope of the downtown area, but you can get away from everything. But the tickets went on sale. They're $55
Till the end of January.
Till the end of January for the full pass. They have like fast passes and stuff if you're into the whole photo ops and autograph signing and stuff like that. So you can get a fast pass, but those are like 200 and something bucks a piece, and I just don't know if it's worth it. We're not big into getting the autographs and stuff. Although if they keep talking about what's going on in the surveys. Luke Skywalker might be showing up at goddamn Phoenix Comic-Con. I'm not making promises, but it better fucking happen. So go get tickets. If you're in the Phoenix area in the Southwest, Phoenix Comic-Con is definitely worth the go. Definitely. Yes. Especially if you can't go to San Diego, because San Diego is just impossible to get into. Yeah. All right, so movie stuff. On the ticket front, Rogue One tickets went on sale for us here locally Sunday night, Monday, like midnight for everybody else on the East Coast. And they're tracking for $130 million opening weekend. They were talking about that before the tickets went on sale. I don't know how they can figure that out. We have 2 sets of tickets because it's me and I can't wait after Friday. So we're going Friday. The 2 of us are going Friday. In the Dolby 3D uberness of... okay, now it's a
Mystery Science Theater.
In Mystery Science Theater, or I was thinking Wayne's World. With So AMC Theater down the street from our house has got the big comfy chairs, Dolby Digital uberness of sound, 3D. We have our 3D glasses. We'll probably wear them for the review of Rogue One. And then Sunday we have tickets again because that's how we are. And we're going with a bunch of our friends. And so we'll do a review after we get back from the Friday night. A lot of pop culture or movie websites do 2 review episodes. They do a non-spoiler and a spoiler. Fuck those guys. We are full spoiler around here if we do a review for a movie. We'll put it that way. We'll try not to do it on like the news things or like we do like our weekly show. But if it's specifically a review, just that, we're going to spoil the shit out of it. Because I can't.
Okay, specifically Rogue One, because we did not do spoilers on Fantastic Beasts and...
No, that's true. I'm going to spoil the shit out of that, especially since I just got done reading Catalyst, and there's shit I want to talk about. So
maybe we'll just do a whole episode about talking about...
Maybe we'll just do a whole episode on Rogue One.
Alright.
Because it's Star Wars. Hello. On the movies, so... it's pretty much all the like I was saying the with the holiday and everything. It got kind of, I won't say slow, but slowed down on the news front. And so we were having a conversation over the weekend, and we were talking about movies that you have to see. Movies you got to see them because they're awesome for whatever reason. And we're not talking about Casablanca or Raging Bull or Godfather. Those are like, if you're into movies at all, those are have-tos, right? If you take any movie class, those are like required watching. So we're talking about stuff that we would tell our friends, oh my God, you have to see this. Because it's awesome, because it's stupid, silly fun, or it's a movie that nobody's ever heard of, or whatever. So do you have a top 5 list? I have a top 5 list. Do you have a top 5 list?
I do.
I have some honorable mentions, too.
I do, too.
All right.
So what I did was I thought about movies that if it was on TV, even though we probably own them, some of them, if it was on TV, I would watch it.
Right.
Even though I've seen it a million
times, right.
Right. So these are in no specific order. My 5 must-watch movies. Fanboys. I did the dates. 2009, Sam Huntington, who really hasn't done a whole lot since Fanboys. Dan Folger, who we talked about last week.
And Fantastic
Beasts. And Kristen Bell, and everybody knows who she is. And it was directed by Kyle Newman. Do you want to build a snowman? Right, everybody knows who Kristen Bell is.
Right. And the awesome GE commercials with her husband.
Right. Rear Window.
Yes.
1954, Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly, directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
Because Hitchcock.
I love that movie. And you know what happens, but you gotta watch it every time. Fight Club.
Yes. Well, I'm actually wearing my Fight Club shirt.
Perfect.
We didn't plan this, by the way. It just kind of happened.
No, we don't know what each other's lists are.
No.
1999, Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, directed by David Fincher.
Yep.
Apollo 13, 1995. This movie makes me cry every goddamn time. Every time. 1995, Tom Hanks, Bill Paxton, Kevin Bacon, Gary Sinise. There's a ton of people in that movie. Directed by Ron Howard.
Because it's Ron Howard, and that's how, he does all these movies that you know where the ending is. You know what's going to happen, and it's still... You're still intrigued on what's going on,
yep.
and that's a perfect example of that.
Yep. And my husband will not agree with this one. For me, 7. 19.
It's a cool movie, but it's not like I have to.
You don't like it. He doesn't like watching that movie.
No.
1995, Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, directed again by David Fincher. I feel a theme.
I do. Who's the bad
guy? Kevin Spacey. Isn't it Kevin Spacey?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
No. James Spader?
No, it's Kevin Spacey.
No, Kevin Spacey. Yes, that's right.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Right.
What's in the box?
I get those two confused sometimes.
I see that. And then, so my honorable mentions, I'll go through them quickly. Juno. I like that movie.
Yeah.
My husband's but I like that movie.
I get it.
I quote it a lot, and so does my daughter. Paul.
Yes.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Memento. The Help. The Game. Savages. Stand By Me. Oh brother, where art thou? Oh brother, where art thou? The Unusual Suspects and Benjamin Button. Again, David Fincher and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and if you think about it, a lot of mine have the theme of there's a twist at the end.
Yeah.
Seven, Fight Club, Rear Window, Eternal Sunshine, Memento,
yeah.
The Game.
Yeah.
The Unusual Suspects, they all have like a twist at the end. So.
Savages, I forgot about Savages. We own it, and it's one of those. It was Oliver Stone movie, and Blake Lively's in it, and Aaron Taylor. What's his full name? He's kick-ass. Aaron Taylor something.
Aaron Taylor.
And but it's one of those movies where you watch it and you're like
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson. There we go. It's one of those movies where it came out and it wasn't a typical Oliver Stone movie, and then you turn around, you watch it, and you're like, this is actually really good. This is the movies that Oliver Stone should do. Not the super political ones. Do those every once in a while too. But these are the movies he should do. It's just shot really well. It's just a lot of fun. Again, like we were saying, movies that maybe not everybody knows of, but movies that we think that should be watched. My movies, mine are all over the place. I will actually do it in reverse order of what I have. Blazing Saddles. You have to see Blazing Saddles. It's good old-fashioned, super politically incorrect comedy. Like, that movie there would be lines of protest around the block if Mel Brooks did that movie today, which is total bullshit. But
and I looked at all the Mel Brooks movies and I couldn't pick just one. And so I
picked Blazing Saddles because it's as much as I love all the other Mel Brooks stuff. And the Producers is really good too, although that was a play and then made it into a movie. But Blazing Saddles is kind of like for me, the quintessential comedy, and for my sense of humor. A lot of people say it's Caddyshack. I say it's Blazing Saddles. I quote all the time, "Where the white women at?"
I agree with Sean Johnson.
I used Johnson all the time on Facebook when I'm agreeing with somebody to see if anybody else picks up on it. Pulp Fiction. It's hard to pick one Quentin Tarantino movie. Again, we did a Quentin Tarantino New Year's where people came as a favorite Quentin Tarantino character one year for New Year's. It was so much fun. I picked Pulp Fiction because at that point in movie making, that version of storytelling didn't exist. The back and forth in the storyline, like a book.
Yeah.
It didn't really. I mean, there was movies that had done it, but not really to that ability and that level.
Yeah, it's actually 4 different stories that all
merge together and everything, and it saved John Travolta's career, and we get badass motherfucker said by Samuel L. Jackson. So
say motherfucker
one more time. So that's an awesome one. I picked Breakfast Club as a movie that you have to see.
See, these are all obvious.
I don't think. Okay, my top one will not be obvious, and we'll get into that in a minute. Right. But Breakfast Club just is it's on everybody's list. It's on my list. It's Breakfast Club. It's
don't you forget about.
It's the self-realization of teenagers of who they are. It's just awesome. it's Breakfast Club. I don't have to explain it at this point in time. If you're watching the show, you know what Breakfast Club is. Star Wars is on my list, the top 5. Again, I know it's kind of obvious. I picked Star Wars because it changed. It changed the way movies were distributed. It changed how they were filmed. It changed how they were marketed. It changed everything. Up until that point in time, you had sci-fi films, but they weren't big sci-fi epics.
They were cardboard cutouts floating through the...
THX surround. They created a sound system for this movie.
And ELM.
And ELM came out of this because they never done it before, so they had to create all the models and everything. So, although the movie itself is an important thing, I think all of that is one of the reasons why you have to watch it. Okay. It's because of all the stuff that came around it. And then my top pick is something I always tell people that you need to watch, and that's Truman Show.
And I didn't pick the Truman Show because I knew you were going to.
Because we were actually, that's how we got on this topic, was when you were talking about Truman Show again. I love Truman Show. I love the concept of it deals with multiple layers of different things, all in one story. It deals with the mundanity of life. It deals with the wanting to change your stars and change your atmosphere, and wanting to do something outside of your norm, outside of your comfort zone. It deals with voyeurism. It deals with watching of this man's life unfolding in front of you. It deals with all this different stuff in one sitting, and it makes you think about a bunch of different things. And Jim Carrey's amazing in it, and it's just really, really well done. It's a subtle movie. People know about it, but go back and watch it again. If you haven't watched it before, watch it. If you've watched it and it's been a while, watch it again. You'll catch, the more times you watch it, the more stuff you'll catch. I love the movie. It's just go see it. Go see it. Some of my honorable mentions, I'm going to get some eye rolls from my wife. The Matrix, again, I picked The Matrix because it changed how the way movies were filmed and how they were made, the whole process. Yeah, definitely. And the camera angles and stuff like that. Technology changed because of it. And, probably one of the better fight scenes between Morpheus and Neo in the dojo as he's figuring stuff out. It's just every time that we're flipping through the channels and that scene's on, I'm like, okay. So definitely An American President came out in the early 90s. It deals with a single dad president trying to date. Yeah. Go watch it. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's a fun movie. There's a speech at the end. It's about guns. It kind of takes away from what the movie is, but it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a guilty pleasure rom-com for me. Whatever. So is Love and Other Drugs. I didn't put it on my list, but it's also a rom-com that I really like. That deals with unconditional love, which is really good. Forrest Gump, that's kind of obvious. Saving Private Ryan, kind of obvious. Good Will Hunting is a movie I think you should see. I also have Fight Club. And Shawshank Redemption is on here too. And then I forgot about this movie, and I went back, and actually it was on VH1 over the weekend, or last week, or whatever. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Go watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's not an obvious one. Yeah, it is. It's kind of obvious.
No, Rounders?
I see... personally, I love Rounders. But Rounders is not one of those I feel like you... it's not one of those you have to go watch. You have to go watch Fanboys if you're into Star Wars. You have to watch. You have to watch the holiday special if you're into Star Wars for at least 5 minutes. But yeah, so
if you can make it 5 minutes.
If you can make it 5 minutes. So that was our list. There was something that we happened to be talking about. Is there a movie that we missed in our conversation that you feel like should be watched? Is one of the movies that we picked on your list, or is it one of those? Where our list is completely wrong. We didn't even cover whatever book movies or whatever. I don't know. There's something we didn't cover. Whatever. So what do you think? Share your comments. Like our videos. We can be found on Facebook at Pop Culture Cult. On Instagram at Pop Culture Cult 1. On Twitter at Pop_Cult 1. Is there anything else that we need to cover? Please share away. We'd like to see more interaction with our fans. So please watch, like, and share away. And then hopefully we can do some stuff at Phoenix Comic Con.
Yeah.
Is that it? I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
We're the Pop Culture Cult. Till next time. Good night now!
And like that,